Hello and thank you for watching my video. This is another in the series looking at the different PvE spec and builds that we have, or particularly that I run in Guild Wars 2 for 2015, and this time we're going to be looking at the Elementalist, and in particular this is my staff Elementalist. This is generally what I will go around the world. I will go around it in world bosses, I'll go around in dungeons. If you watch my dungeon series, my Elementalist is the main one that I go around in these videos. So why do I go around on my Elementalist? Well, that's because I run a Zerker build. And what we're going to do, let's have a look at the sort of equipment first we got. So we have here, these are ascended armor, as you can see here, the berserker armor, because there you can see they're crafted in the style of renowned Azuran genius Zoja. And so we also have the superior rune of the scholar, because it gives you that power and ferocity, and also a flat 10% damage bonus if your health's above 90%. Being in the back line, you try and stay above 90% and you get that extra damage. But with the power and ferocity, you can notice on our attributes over here, we are doing huge amounts of power damage here, and we have a massive amount of extra critical chance and also critical damage. I mean, we're doing huge amount of critical damage. Regarding the amulets and the rings, this is my main character. You can see here I have 70 agony resistance. This is the main character I use for Fractals of the Mists. And so this is I do have a soldier's sort of ring there with the power, toughness, vitality. But I have got the crystalline band that I do try and swap over. But generally I will, because this has got the an extra 13 agony resistance, I'm still trying to work my way back up to get that ring infused so I can put that on there. But the other one there, that's power, precision, ferocity. The Star of Alona I do need to update. It's got power and ferocity, but just that extra bit of toughness. But generally, well, we've got a bit of condition damage there, so it's not completely 100% perfect. But we have the Bifrost here, Sigil of Perception, allowing for extra, obviously, precision, and increasing your critical chance. Not so great if you're taking on world boss, because obviously your critical chance is reduced, because obviously you can't critical a Tequato or a Shatterer. But generally, in the dungeons, obviously we have a superior sigil of force, and the mighty infusion adding power, or 2 mighty infusions, adding an extra 9 power. So we look at our skill set. I will talk about my skills in another video, looking at the Elementalist as a general class. But with this, we can do huge amount of damage, particularly Meteor Shower does a hell of a lot of damage. You notice as well the skill setup. I've got the Signet of Fire to increase my critical chance. So if you look here, we have this amount here. If you take that off, then it does go down to 36%. So by having that Sigil of Fire, Signet of Fire, you increase your critical chance by almost 10%. And that is a significant reason. The reason why I do that is because I'm getting, if I do manage to critical, as we'll see a little bit later, that I can do huge numbers with this. Now, if we look at our traits, and this is the reason why I actually have 2 arcane skills on my trait, on my particular skill set, and we go to our trait line. So we have 6, 4, 1, 2, 1. These can be modified a little bit. I like having the extra toughness when I'm attuned to Earth, and having again we have with vital striking an extra 10% damage when I'm above 90%. So that actually fits in with the rune of the scholar. So as I'm above 90% health, I'm actually getting a 20% damage increase, a significant boost when I'm fully healthed, pretty good health anyway. I like having Soothing Mist because it gets you that extra bit of regeneration while you're attuned to water, and I get Fury when I switch to attunements, adds an extra critical chance there as well. Other things that you might want to pick instead, there's nothing. You can get Vigor if you want to dodge around if you're on a critical hit, so that could be useful if you wanted to take that out. Blasting Staff, I used to run that, however, I don't really feel it's that necessary these days. I don't think the radius increase is that significant, and also with Meteor Shower, you do want to concentrate it a little bit more. So I don't see any reason really to get anything else, but that extra Fury, if you watch here, we go to critical, and then it's popping those skills. I mean, even though it's for 2 seconds, it's that extra boon that you can get, and you know, by switching into fire, nuking them down, it just gives you that extra critical damage. So yeah, we can also go into earth. You can get stone splitter, so you get a 10% damage increase if you're pretty close up. And you know, is there anything else you really want to go for? Deal damage to bleeding foes. It's only a 5% damage. Nothing really fantastic there. You can have a few different defensive skills. I don't need a signet because I don't actually pop that signet. I have that on. You just don't touch that at all. So we come into the air achievement. This is precision ferocity. This is going to affect critical chance. You can have you know, trait into the weak spot and get a you know, an increased chance on critical hit to inflict vulnerability. There really isn't much else I'd go for on the, you know, if you max out the air achievement. But if we look from the beginning, you move faster while attuned to air. You deal more damage when your foe's health drops below the threshold. You know, that's pretty damn good. When they drop below 33%, you do an increase in 20%. There is anything else that you want to go for? Not particularly. But auras grant fury and swiftness. You might want to go for that. That's a nice little extra boost there. But yeah, generally that's nothing we really want to focus on. This is the main reason why I have 2 arcane skills here. Arcane lightning. So gain more ferocity for a short time when you use an arcane skill. It does not stack. For 15 seconds, once you've used an arcane skill, your ferocity increases and it goes up by a hell of a lot. So I wonder if we'll be able to do it. Yeah, so here we go. Your ferocity is increased. If we actually have a look here, so if we go to equipment, the critical chance, critical damage goes up. Your precision's gone up. Everything seems, you know, you watch it drop back down when it pops. So it's the ferocity and the critical damage. So we do it again. You increase your ferocity significantly and the critical damage. So that's the reason why we do that. You can get a lot higher numbers if you use these arcane skills, giving you that extra precision. So if we go back into the power line, nothing really affected there. The first, the basic one, we again more damage while attuned to fire, so that's another 10% increase. We're not condition damage build, so we're not going to take burning precision. We don't have many cantrips, and we don't, again, burns. We're not really interested in that. So that's pretty much what you want to take for the you know, the simple achievement, the adept trait line. In the master trait line, we have pyromancer's alacrity, reducing the recharge on all fire skills. So obviously, if we look here, meteor shower is reduced by, you know, it's only a 24-second cooldown. If we click it off there, it's actually got a 30-second cooldown. So that's an extra 6 seconds that we can reduce the recharge rate at. So again, pretty handy to take along. You know, you can really pop a lot of these lava fonts. Really do, you know, you can really hit them pretty hard, and keep hitting them with lava fonts, and then, you know, flame burst, and you can keep getting lava font pretty quickly, and that does a hell of a lot of damage. There's nothing else we really want to take for, in the master trait line. And then we have persisting flames. Blast finishes you execute on firefields grant fury, and firefields last longer. So this would be a firefield de lava font. So we can actually pop the lava font, and we can pop that, and we get fury and might. Well, we get might anyway, but we also get fury. So for 10.5 seconds, we get a 20% critical chance. You know, we swap into the, you know, different achievement, we get fury. So it's all, this build set is all about power and critical damage. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out into the world now, and I'm going to show you a little bit why, you know, what it makes this build so good. Okay, so we are actually back in ore again, and we are going to be doing a little bit of sort of harvesting here. It's a good place to harvest, actually. But I'm popping a sort of a birthday booster, just because it will give me a little bit of a flat damage increase. And I just wanted to show you that it's an extra boost that you can do, another thing that can actually increase your attributes. Along with consumables, I'm not going to use any other particular consumables. I will just stick with the birthday booster, because you can see here it gives a flat increase to all your attributes. So the reason I'm here again is, as you might have seen in one of my other videos to do with the Condi spec, I think this is actually a good testing ground because you do get a veteran that's pretty easy, you know, can be pretty tricky. But this particular sort of veteran can get melted down very easily. What we're going to do, we're going to freeze him and or sort of chill him, and then we're going to use our, our fire skills, and we're really going to nuke him down. And I've got the combat log open so you can see some of the damage I'm going to be doing. So there we go, we've frozen him, so it means his mobility is reduced, and we're going to get some good numbers going up here. I did try and do a sort of a meteor shower, however he did interrupt me. I forgot to blind him. But there we go, we're getting some condition damage going as well, but you can see some good numbers here. And this is just from general, I'm not even bothering to do much effort there, and he's gone. So that was just me cleaving him down pretty easily. I only used my fire attunement. I didn't even use Ice Storm. I didn't use my elite. This is a veteran that takes less than 10 seconds really. Well, it should take less than 10 seconds to eliminate. But you can see the critical damage that I got in my combat log. They are really huge numbers compared to the standard damage. If you weren't if you weren't traded for critical damage, this is the lava font hitting for 3,000 every single time. This time what we're going to do, we're going to use Ice Storm, and I want to show you the difference in using some might stacks, what the actual difference can be. So we'll freeze him and we'll stun him so he's stuck for 5 seconds, and we're going to nuke him down. I mean, look at the damage we're getting there, and he's already down, and he's he's down 75% in less than 5 seconds, and he's dead. That's it. That's it. Nice and simple, really easy. This is the Zerker build that you get. I mean, look at these numbers we're getting here. Ice Storm doing critical damage. Look at the difference between non-critical, which is 1,134, and critical damage, 2,493. And that is the substantial difference that you're going to get between, sort of a critical chance and the critical damage and non-critical damage. It's a big damage increase, and that's what this build focuses on: critical damage, increasing your chance for critical damage, and then really able to unload. You can see I've got the few kills. It's going to increase my precision as well, but the amount of critical damage that I can do on this build is really substantial. And that's why for this elemental list I have it fully equipped, and the idea is, against world bosses, it's not as effective. It still does a lot of damage, but generally, for PvE in the world, this build is a very useful build to have. So I'm hoping that you guys have taken some things on board, and you can see some of the build that I've got going and why I tend to run this build in dungeons. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave any comments, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.